Hey, what's up? It's your boy Pedro here, coming to you guys today to tell you about 9 ways you can prepare for a recession. I posted a video the other day talking about, being prepared for the recession, and people were hitting me up and DMing me saying, hey, how do we prepare for a recession? So I was like, you know what? Let me create this video. So there are 9 things you can do to prepare for a recession. The first one is know what a recession is. Now, the definition of a recession has changed slightly over the last couple of years and then more so over the last few months. But the standard definition, where if you were to take an economics or finance class, the definition of a recession was 2 negative quarters of GDP, or gross domestic product. We had 2 negative quarters, consecutive quarters of GDP back on June 30th of 2022. So we've already had the textbook definition of a recession. However, now they're wanting to introduce new additional data points like unemployment rate. So we haven't quite hit the unemployment rates that they want, but we do have the 2 negative quarters of GDP. Now, so that's what a recession is. Now, the second thing that you can do is monitor economic indicators. What does that mean? Economic indicators are things like the stock market, real estate market, car sales, car repossessions. All these things are factors that let you, layoffs. These are factors that let you know what's happening in the economy. Grocery prices, gas prices to a certain degree, because gas prices can go up and we not necessarily be in a recession. But the other things about like unemployment, job cuts, these things, these are economic indicators, things that let you know what's going on in the economy. What happens is people will see this data, but if it doesn't affect them directly, they kind of just pass by it, but not realizing these things will trickle down to you at some point. When you start seeing major companies laying people off by the thousands, I'm talking about your big box companies, the major brands in the country, your Facebooks, your Amazons, things like this, Walmart. When you start to see them laying off thousands of people, you have to think there's going to be a lag between the time that they get laid off and the time that it starts to hit the rest of America. Here's why. Most people who are middle class or upper middle class have a little bit of a runway. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but that data takes a minute for it to start to hurt them and show up in our data to let us know, oh, this is affecting them. So the third thing you can do to prepare for a recession is read between the lines. What I mean by that is the media puts information out there, but you have to understand what the media does. The media is there to sell attention, right? They sell advertising space, whether it's online or print, whatever form. They're selling ad space based on the amount of attention that they can capture. So they'll say the same things over and over because they're trying to keep your attention. So they'll say the same thing 6 different ways. Well, if you're paying attention to the economic indicators, as I already mentioned, you can start to draw your own conclusions as to what's actually happening instead of what's being said or what's being promoted, like what's actually going on in the world. So learn to read between the lines, not just what's being said. There's a saying, a smart person hears what's said, a wise person hears what's not said. So you want to not only pay attention to what they're saying, you want to pay attention to what they're not saying, because sometimes what they're not saying is more important, right? So learn to read between the lines, hear what they're saying, but then try to always ask yourself, why are they sharing this? What does this mean in the bigger picture? Is there something that they're leaving out? Because I can promise you, 9 times out of 10, there's some information that they're leaving out. Which leads us to the fourth thing. The fourth thing that you can do is know your numbers. What I mean by this is know your income. Know how much money you bring in every month. Know what your expenses are. A lot of people don't really know what their expenses are. Third part of that is know your runway. What I mean by that is know how much time you have before you need to seek help. So if you have 3 months of savings to cover all of your bills, or 6 months, or 18 months, or 0 months, these are the things you need to know about. And it's not just the amount of money that you have. It's also about the resources and opportunities that you have. Meaning, do you have a family member who has already said, hey, man, if things get bad, you can come move in for 3 months or 6 months or a year to get back on your feet. That gives you some runway as well. So if you get laid off or something happens, if you're underemployed, you're working but not making what you used to make, how much money do you have? How much opportunity do you have to stay somewhere and allow yourself to get back on your feet? So know your numbers. The fifth thing you can do is watch your spending. sounds simple, but a lot of people don't really pay attention to it during recessionary times, which is when you really need to pay attention to it because things are costing more. The world is kind of unpredictable, which it always is, but in a recession, it hits a little bit harder. So watch your spending. It's okay to still don't live in fear, but live respectfully, meaning respect your money, respect the conditions around you, right? Understand that things might need to tighten up a little bit. You might need to scale back a little bit, or you might need to spend more. There might be a greater opportunity to take up and consume more of something because it's at a discount right now. So, hey, I'm going to spend more on this right now because things are going to get worse later. So sometimes you need to buy more stuff in bulk up front because it's going to cost you more 6 months down the line. So monitor your spending. The sixth thing that you can do is create a plan for your household. Don't follow a plan of your neighbor or your cousin or your mother, your brother, your sister, because their household and their situation is different. Remember, I say you need to know your numbers. You need to know your numbers in order to create a plan that's specific to you and your household. The things that I need in my household are totally different than what you'll need. The number of people in your household, the number of expenses you have. Do you have a child that's about to go off to college? Do you have a child that's about to graduate from college? Do you have a baby on the way? Do you know that you're approaching retirement or you're possibly about to get laid off? There's so many things that you have to factor in for your plan. So create a plan that's specific to you and your household. Number 7, the seventh thing you can do is keep cash. Keep cash on hand for opportunities. During recessionary times, there are a lot of deals that come up. Businesses go out of business, so they either sell or they just kind of go away. Then you see an opportunity to buy an existing building. I see restaurants go out of business a lot, and so there's an opportunity to purchase a space that already has furniture and equipment already included. There are times when stocks go on sale, real estate goes on sale. So many things get discounted and go on sales in a recession. So this is where you want to keep cash on hand so you can snatch up deals. There's a saying most millionaires are made in a recession. The reason being everything is on sale in a recession. So if you have money to act on the opportunity, you get to benefit from it. If you don't have it, you're just sitting on the sidelines wishing like, man, I wish I had some money. So keep cash on hand to take advantage of opportunities in a recession because there will always be an opportunity in a recession. Which leads us to number 8. The 8th thing you can do during a recession is invest in stocks. Stocks is one of the easiest ways to start creating generational wealth, to start growing your money with the least amount of resistance. Because there's really only 3 ways to build wealth: real estate, stocks, and business. Real estate and business take more capital up front and more time and more resources. Stocks is very easy to get into, and stocks always go down in a recession. So great companies, not just trash companies, or just because something is cheap doesn't mean it's good, but like your big solid companies that have been here through previous recessions and you know they're going to be here after this one. When those stock prices go down, you want to cash in and take advantage of those discounted deals. It's like finding your favorite purse, your favorite shoes that you know are solid, and for some reason today they're 60% off, 40% off. Would you not buy them? If anything, you're going to buy more of them because you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy these and hold on because once the market comes back up, I can sell these at regular price or more. So stocks are the same way. Stocks are on sale right now. That's how I look at it. They're on sale, like on clearance. I'm like, yo, I'm loading up because things are marked down. Quality companies at a discount. So that's the 8th thing that you can do. The 9th and final thing that you can do is prepare for the next one. Why am I saying this? Some of you are in a situation where maybe the things I mentioned before, you're just not in a position to really act on those this time. And so for you, this recession might hit a little bit harder, and that's okay. The good thing is you will make it through this one. So with that being said, you need to prepare for the next one because recessions are part of the economic cycle. Just like in most places in the world that are not in the tropics, we have 4 seasons. Winter comes every year. We don't know exactly the date that the cold is going to hit. We don't know how long it's going to be cold, and we don't know the intensity. But we do know that it's going to happen. Recessions are the same way. It's a financial winter. So be prepared for it. What do people do for the winter? They stock up. They stock up on food. They stock up on supplies because they know the winter is coming. So if you're not in a position financially, emotionally, or whatever to prepare for this one, or you were not prepared for this current recession, prepare for the next one. And when this one is over, prepare for the next one. I have a saying, live for the recession. What I mean by that is during the times when we're not in one, I'm putting money aside. Why? Because I want to keep cash. So when the recession hits, I'm in a position to take advantage of opportunities. I'm investing in stocks and I'm waiting for them to crash during the recession so I can buy up more of the great companies that are at a discount. So prepare for the next one. I hope this helps. So these are the 9 ways that you can prepare for a recession. Again, if you're not in a position to take advantage of these opportunities now, make sure you prepare for the next one. Take these previous 8 and apply those for the next recession, because there will be a next recession. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If this has been helpful, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it, save it, do whatever you need to do. Share it with your loved ones, because really, I don't want to see people going through the same thing that they went through in 08 and 09. A lot of people got hit really hard in 08 and 09, which is why I'm posting these videos, because there's no reason for us to go through that sort of emotional turmoil that we went through back then, because we're in the information age. So I'm sharing this information so you can do what you need to do to protect you and your family. All right. So with that being said, I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.